Hey friends. Okay, so quick Saturday night thought as we are walking into Easter Sunday. I happen to love Easter. It's one of my favorite holidays. This is one of those holidays where we think of it as new life, new beginning, new hope. Um, so, naturally, I'm just kind of on board like that. And in preparation for Easter this week, I've been thinking a lot about that holiday and about the Savior. And amidst all of this, I started seeing a grief counselor back in November, and have been seeing her for quite a few months now, and things are going really well. But it's actually really, really hard, but it goes really well. Go figure. And this week we talked about some really interesting things about grief, and a lot of people are expressing a lot of grief right now, whether it is from a past experience or just if you're feeling trauma because of COVID-19. A lot of people are expressing grief right now. And so having that session with my therapist kind of tuned me into this um, sensitivity, I guess, to myself and my friends' loved ones, and that social circle gets really big really fast. And I thought about how many people have expressed that this Easter is going to be very different. And I agree. Like I mentioned, I love Easter and I have lots of Easter traditions, and most of them I don't get to participate in this year. And as all of us are encompassing this grief and this loss and these feelings of loneliness, whether you're like me and one of my favorite Easter traditions is to leave flowers on the doorsteps of some of my closest friends. And it's not that I couldn't do that. There's totally social distancing because I get up really early in the morning and I leave it on the doorstep. It's a surprise. You know, but I have chosen not to do that this year just due to the quarantine. I feel like that's more of an elective, um, trip to the store. And so I decided not to do that this year. And that makes me feel lonely. That makes me feel isolated from my friends. But others around me are experiencing loneliness for other reasons too. You might have lost people in the COVID-19. You might have lost a family member or a friend, not to death, but to distancing. Or maybe you chose to go separate ways. You might be feeling loneliness because you can't drive over state borders anymore to go visit your family and have Easter dinner with them. You might be feeling lonely because you carry heavy secrets and feel like you have to isolate from your family and friends right now. So it's a big holiday, it's a big family centered holiday. You might feel like you have to isolate because of things in your life, and it's hard. It's really, really hard to look at a season of hope and new beginnings and feel the grief and the isolation and the loneliness. It's hard. I'm like, there are so many examples of feeling lonely that I could sit here all night and talk until the sun comes out. But just to keep it simple, there are so many examples of this that no matter who sees this is experiencing this in some way. And so just wanted to share this thought as we walk into our Easter holiday. Elder Holland shared this in a video. He says, "The Savior had to feel alone because the whole nature of the atonement is that he had to carry the sins and sorrows and the sufferings and sickness of all mankind on that one little set of shoulders. He had to feel that he was alone because he needs to know how you feel when you feel alone." I love it. It was really touching to me, and I just felt like I really wanted to share that as we head into Easter. It's gonna be really different tomorrow, and it's gonna be okay. It's not that the isolation and the feelings of loneliness go away. It's that it'll be okay. It's it's part of the Savior understanding what it feels like to be alone that makes it possible for him to succor us when we are feeling isolated and alone, which will make it okay in the end. And I hope that just brings all of us just a little bit of extra peace as we go into Sunday and we celebrate Easter. I'm excited. I really am. I feel like I have some extra reasons to be thankful for the atonement this year just because I've been going to grief counseling. There's there's always blessings and beauty in these lessons that we're learning right now, you know? But happy Saturday and happy Easter. It's gonna it's gonna be a beautiful weekend, and it's gonna be okay.